Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yeah. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
In this video, we are going to take a look back. For the last 9 months, UniRock has been name-dropping Burnt Toast. UniRock has been acting like he is friends with Burnt Toast. And the fact is, Burnt Toast and UniRock are not friends. UniRock is known for name-dropping people in his videos.
Is that the real Burnt Toast? Okay, I have to give the real Burnt Toast a wrench, so let me check. That's the real Burnt Toast. Get yo wrench. Burnt Toast. Oh, Burnt Toast is more than welcome. And Burnt Toast is busy and has her own stuff going on, but whenever Burnt wants to come on, bam, right in here.
He continues.
Perhaps you should get Burnt Toast to take care of that bread for you. I've been trying, Daphne. Busy and Burnt Toast, they have some kind of, I don't know if they've developed a master plan or something. I have no clue, but Busy's always talking about Burnt Toast. He's very jealous. Oh, he's really jealous. I think it's the thumbnail or the image. Yeah, you know, like a lot of. I want to pull from Toasty's content too and advertise Toasty a little bit because Toasty's awesome. Burnt Toast. For those of you that don't know, you should subscribe to Burnt Toast. So this is Toasty, one of my favorite YouTubers. Burnt Toast. If you're not subscribed, you're crazy because Toasty and my assistant Busy are very close with each other. They have a great working relationship. Don't you do right? Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. You broke up? Oh, don't cry. Oh, stop crying. I know you miss her. Oh, I know you miss her. You know, maybe again someday. But I love Toasty so. Her voice is perfect for radio and live streaming. I don't know how Toasty doesn't have 1 million subs. Toast has been doing this for a long time. Burnt Toast on YouTube. Toasty, I call her Toasty because Busy and Toasty were best friends once. I have no idea what happened there, but anyway, Busy always cries whenever I mention Burnt Toast, so I try to say Toasty so he doesn't get so upset. But anyway, my assistant Busy, he's also a piece of bread if you didn't know. He's a little burnt. Actually, he's really burnt by stealing a little bit of Toasty's stream. Toasty is a friend of our channel, at least I think she is. Actually, she is. And she does a great job when she streams. She's funny. She's got one of those great, funny, comedic personalities. So if you're not subbed, you're crazy. And it's Burnt Toast. Just that's right there, Burnt Toast. But yeah, so Toasty's just a really funny and positive streamer. And I enjoy that about Toasty, and I've been subscribed to Toasty for a while, for a good long while. Toasty has been around a bunch of communities that I've managed. Oh, look at that, I gotta fix that. It's a little crooked, isn't it? I'll fix it later. Toasty was around some communities that we actually have been through long ago. Now, I can say long ago, can't I? And, you know, I just want to make sure that everybody knows that Toasty is just a peach. She is just a peach. That's such a good way to say it. Toasty really is a peach, and she's really one of those she's a professional kind of affair, yes. Very wonderful.
Next, we are going to look at Burnt Toast's stream on June 5th, 2023 about her relationship with UniRock. Now keep in mind that every live stream in the last 9 months, with the exception of maybe 4 or 5, UniRock has name-dropped Burnt Toast. In one of the live streams, UniRock said Burnt Toast's name 120 times.
I tolerated his presence, but that was probably the most accurate depiction of how I've actually felt about him, outside of me overtly saying that I don't like him. And he knew that. Like that was always understood by anybody. And my first introduction to UniRock, it was him batting for fucking Steve McRae being his goddamn, lapdog. And so,
Yep.
I get messages again. Hey, there's UniRock guy is, talking about you. I was like, what the fuck is a UniRock? Sounds like a goddamn disease. What is that? And so I'm literally outside the internet, hanging out with my buddy Xavier. I think we were at a ramen place. And so I was sent the fucking link, and I'm listening, and again, never talked to the guy, never met this guy, and I learned so much stuff about myself that I had to laugh, and I played it, and I put the phone on the table so Xavier could hear too, and he's laughing too because Xavier's met my family. He's like, he and I hang out in real life, and so I learned that I live in my mother's basement, and I've never touched a woman in my life, and all type of weird shit, like things about me that are demonstrably false.
Sound familiar? So one of the things that has been happening specifically to me is that I kept hearing that he was bringing my name up. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, there's lots of times where I give people shout outs and things like, oh, I watched this stream. They're good. They're bad, whatever. Every content creator does that. I do that. I don't see anything wrong with that. That is not at all what I'm speaking about here. What I'm talking about is the fact that UniRock will go live, say some shit that isn't true or exaggerate. And then when he gets any kind of pushback at all, he starts name dropping content creators that he thinks is credible, that the people that are criticizing him so that he can somehow garner some sort of credibility by saying, oh yeah, that channel likes me. That channel is a friend of my channel. Oh, I'm friends with her. That's my sister. That's my brother. They inspired me, or I inspired them, blah, 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 blah. And that's what's been happening. I didn't realize this until many months later, but there was a period of time I'm being told it was sometime either, it was like during the winter time. I'm still looking for the clip. There was so many people that heard it because I got a ton of messages where UniRock goes live. He's getting some pushback and he says, oh yeah, Toasty. Oh, she's like a sister to me. I've never spoken to him. I don't know him. And I was like, wait a second. And so then he starts doing this fuck shit where he's posting streams with thumbnails and titles that are incorrect. And then I have subscribers coming to me behind the scenes upset because they're like, well, you said one thing in your stream and his thumbnail and title say something else, but he's saying that you guys are close friends. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I look like the asshole, right? Nah, you ain't gonna do me like that. So I've been sitting back for months, waiting, watching. I don't do content on him. This is the first time I've ever done content. It's not even his content. It's Drag's content. I have not fucked with him. I have not trolled him. I have sat back and just watched because I don't know him. I know people who know him. I'm friends with Drag. I'm friends with a lot of people who know him from way back when, but I personally don't know him. And I've sat back and sat back and sat back. And then I find out that he's continuing to mention my name. And so then when he's getting shit wrong, do you know what happens? Then people are like, oh shit, well, I don't like what he's doing, but he says that Toasty is endorsing him. Toasty's his friend. Toasty's his sister. Oh my God. Well, then I'm just going to go unsubscribe from her because I don't want to support people who are going to think that behavior is okay. And you know what? I get what they're saying. I totally get that. And it got to the point where I said, you know what? I don't want to be in the drama. What he did to Queen was fucked up, really fucked up. He absolutely lied. I don't care what the fuck he says. He lied about that. I watched it go down, bro. You fucking lied. So just stop with that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get in the drama. Fine, I'm done, right? I'm just going to sit back and do my own thing, continue with my own content and not fuck with him, right? But it had gotten to a point now where he's still fucking bringing my name up while shitting on people that I like and respect. Further confusing my subscribers who are continuing to come to me with questions. So now I got to address it because, first of all, again, you're not going to do me like that. First of all. And second of all, it has gotten to the point where if I don't say something, then it's almost like I have endorsed what he's saying because he is now bringing my name up. And it's not just me. He brings a lot of people's names up. He's always got other people's fucking name in their mouth, right? Now I'm going to say something. I don't give a shit what he's got to say. I really don't care. And I don't give a shit if you think that I'm wrong for doing this. I have the right to give my view and stick up for myself and stick up for my content because I've worked too fucking hard to be known for someone who is credible, who shows receipts and doesn't just say things and wings it and ask people to, quote, read between the lines. I don't do that shit. If I present something, I show proof of it. If I don't have proof, I don't fucking say it. So you are not going to drag my reputation down because you're mad because other people are calling you out on your shit. All right. Let's keep going.
Like you don't even have to know anything about me, right? But just you could easily peruse any video and find out that that's not true. But he's just making up shit, and his stupid fucking audience is just eating the shit up. And, you're so funny, you know. And so I'm like, the fuck are these clowns? And so that already put a bad taste in my. Like I get it. Like people, creators shit on each other, but there's a point where it's like, okay, like if you go to shit on somebody, at least let it be like a parody of who they are, like be a satirization of kind of like what they do and what they say. At least then it's like somewhat relevant. But I don't know. And so that was my first introduction to UniRock.
The reason why Drag is addressing him now is because, yep, you guessed it, Uni, in spite of the fact that Drag hasn't even been around for a long time. Like he is taking a break from reviewing locales and stuff. Like he hasn't even been putting out content. He's been doing his own thing, IRL. Uni is now bringing his name up, accusing him of shit that doesn't make sense. So that's why he was like, okay, well then I'm going to address it.
And then after that, he had a falling out with Steve McRae after McRae was defending David Earl Warden. You can look that person up and see who that person is and why you would defend a serial rapist. I have no idea, but whatever. And so they had their little falling out. There's a whole video, I think Menace or somebody, Navy Tech, one of them made a whole video about that. But so they had a falling out. And then UniRock does the thing that he always does now that I know him, where he tries to ingratiate himself in with a new group of people. So he does this. It's pretty funny by just trying to like love bomb on whatever that creator is. So if he's trying to get into no, it's good. Like Burnt Toast does like kind of not true crime, but she does like the tragedy pimps. Molly Golightly, JLR, that kind of thing. Some of y'all watch that. So he's trying to ingratiate himself in there. So, oh my God, me and Burnt Toast, that's like my sister. Oh my God. They've never had a fucking conversation.
Nope. Never spoken to him. Not in DMs, not in emails, not voice chats, nothing. In fact, the first time I commented in his chat, I had a wrench almost immediately. And I remember asking, why do I have a wrench? And somebody was like, oh, he gives all content creators wrenches. Then I found out later he doesn't do that. He just gives wrenches to people that he finds credible so that he can later name drop them. Now, I have not been back to his channel. So, Uni, I hope you fucking took my wrench because, bruh, I don't want it.
Ever. I talked to Burnt Toast. Like, they've never spoken. But he would say shit like that. And then, of course, people would messaging me. And then they're messaging Burnt Toast. Like, you doing stuff with UniRock? No. And then, we're talking to each other. And I told her, I was like, no, he does that. Like, that's something he does. And, he's doing it to try and convince people that he has credibility.
Yeah. I say like who you like, right? But I mean, you're going to bring my name into some bullshit and use my channel as a response when people are giving you pushback for what you fucking did? Nah, I'm not cool with that.
That's why he would do it with me, because he knew that there are people actually listen to me and take me seriously for some reason. And so he would do the same thing. Same thing with Nate. You got Nate name in his fucking mouth. He does that to gain credibility because he himself is not credible. He just makes shit up. So it was odd to watch, because sometimes, like, sitting through his 3-hour streams where he just repeat the same things and, oh my God, busy, and make all the weird noises and shit. I have a low tolerance for that. But for UniRock, it's just him making stuff up. And I'm listening to it and I'm looking in the chat and I'm saying, okay, is there anybody here that's going to ask him for clarification, or how do you parse what's quite clearly just blatant speculation? How do you separate that from what he's claiming to be fact? Because then later he'll say it's fact, even though it's not, and contradict himself at another point where he says, well, I'm just kind of guessing. So I couldn't ever really tell what was supposed to be taken as fact and what was supposed to be taken as speculation.
How does Nate put up with him? He doesn't. That's another lie. Nate is not friends with Uni. They're not friends. That's a whole ass lie that Uni has been telling and talking about once again. Oh yeah, me and Nate, we're close friends. No, they're not. They're certainly not.
That they just don't have. And so, you know what? They bring that to the table. And so it's the same shit with UniRock. Like, he's a fucking he's nobody here, but he has a cult following that really won't, they're conditioned not to question. And that's something that I definitely noticed, that the ones that stick around know better than to try and parse what he's saying or dig too deep into it, just accepting it and going along with it, even though the narrative changes constantly and is self-contradictory. They know not to question it. Because I've actually watched it happen in real time where, one of the members was like, hey, I don't think that, this person was actually saying that, I think you may have missed it. Oh my God, we got a troll. And so he just fucking booted her ass. And then there's other people saying, okay. But yeah, so that was.
Nate went into T-Spiracy's live and said he was friends with him, but not getting into drama. I'm not sure if that could have been a troll or not, because Nate and Drag, who is on the screen, they're close friends in real life. And Nate is saying that he's not going to be going into anyone's streams or chats. He's not going to be addressing it. He's not going to deal with any of it. He's frankly sick of it. He did work. He was like associated with Uni, helping the YBI bust some fraud raisers back in the day, but they are not these close friends that Uni likes to pretend that they are. So I'm not saying that it wasn't him. I'm just saying I'm suspicious because Nate has already said that he's not going to be going into people's chats. So I don't know. JLR is an absolute piece of shit. Like, are you kidding me? Nobody is disputing that. But you can say that JLR is an actual POS and also say that Uni lied. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Okay. So this nonsense that he's now saying, oh, if you disagree with me, you're defending JLR. That is ridiculous. It's childish and it's such a fallacy. I don't even know where to begin. So I did get clarification. Nate doesn't have animus towards UniRock like Drag does. He's cordial with Uni, but Uni and Nate aren't actual IRL friends. Uni uses the term friend very loosely. I see people are asking for clarification. So there's your clarification.
And so I brought up that scenario, and I said, did you not know, or I'm pretty sure people told you? Oh yeah, I just gotta figure, this is my take on it. It's like, well, bitch, you weren't there. What do you mean your take? You don't have, this is reality, and then there's this fucked up fucking version of events where you just embellish because it's cool, right?
And so getting back to what I was saying before, again, that's what he did throughout the whole Queen JLR cease and desist letter debacle, lettergate, right? That's what he's been doing there. There are things that JLR actually did, and then there are things that Uni embellished and exaggerated that did not occur. And so this is his pattern. This is his known pattern, is he takes a situation that is already fucked up and there's plenty of things to talk about, but instead he exaggerates and then starts lying upon lie upon lie upon lie, and then doesn't want to turn around and be like, oh, I lied, I shouldn't have said that, I exaggerated, it wasn't a handwritten letter, it was a cease and desist.
Right? That's called being dishonest, just in case you didn't know that. And so that's something that he and I butted heads on, because there was a comment that he had made to me. UniRock made this comment to me, and I'll never forget it. My audience knows how to read between the lines. And I said, okay, so if you are presenting a case to someone or a scenario, and you're reaching out and you're trying to connect with all these other creators who are outside your community, they don't know that to read between the lines. They hear what you're saying because you're not putting, there's not a caveat at the end of anything. You're not prefacing this as speculation. You're putting this across as fact. So how are these people outside of your little weird cult, how are they supposed to know that this is not fact, right? Oh, well, they'll just get used to it. So he's relying on the cult that's already been conditioned to bullshit to try and convert other people to the bullshit.
He turns factual information into misinformation, and then when corrected, you are the problem and how dare you. That is correct. I listened to his Twitter spaces from a couple of days ago, and the whole thing was like, oh, well, if you don't support me 100%, then you're supporting JLR. That's such a fucked up thing to say. So people can't agree with both of you or disagree with both of you, because I'm one of those people that think both of them are fucking liars. Okay? Y'all think how you want. I have always said on my channel, do your own homework, make up your own mind. I'm not going to think for anyone or tell anyone how to think. But it's very clear to me that JLR is a piece of shit and Uni is a piece of shit. Those two things can both occur at the same time.
And that's when I was official. I was like, no, fuck this dude. No, because that's just dishonest. It's that right there told me that he has no sort, like in any time that he's just been factually wrong, could never admit it. Even in private, even in fucking private, could never actually admit that he was wrong about stuff. Well, it's just not important. I was like, well, no, you're just lying about shit, bro. Like, are you serious? Don't have my fucking name in your mouth. Don't have Nate's name in your mouth. Don't have nobody's name in your fucking mouth if you're just making shit up. But it's amusing to see the ladies in the true crime community and the tragedy pimp sort of community now picking apart UniRock. Like that to me is highly amusing, because they see what's wrong, because they're sort of geared towards being skeptical, which is the antithesis of what UniRock and his weird little cult is, what they're used to, because they're conditioned to not actually do anything other than believe that.
Right. So you notice how anybody that has any kind of pushback or criticism for him, he cannot take it. He not only can't take it, but then gets on his Twitter spaces or Kick and drones on and on and on and on about it, and will probably mention their names for the next 20 years. But yeah, that's what did it for me, for real. Like, you're going to make all these claims and then show nothing. And then when you do show something, we're like, wait a second, that is not what you said it was. And then it's the ever evolving story about what supposedly happened. It's absolutely absurd. Like, it's almost insulting because it's like, do you think that we're stupid? Do you think that I'm stupid, that I'm not going to ask questions about this first version of the story that you said? Like, I'm still stuck on that. I want to know, where's the evidence of that first thing that you said? Because now you're saying something different. Someone says, I think he thought Queen's audience would be on Uni's side and not question Uni as he means to support Queen. Yeah, isn't that interesting that Avery thought the same thing? Avery did the exact same fucking shit, just on a much smaller scale. She went up on Queen's panel thinking that because they already don't like Laura, that she could just make up some shit that didn't happen, and they were just going to believe her and not ask for receipts. Because we, like, Laura's not a great person. She's definitely a Lowell's cow. She's a piece of shit, liar, blah, blah, blah. But the things that Avery said about her are not true. And so then Avery turned it into the same thing. Oh, if you don't believe me, then you're supporting Laura. It's the same song and dance that I see over and over with these people. But that's exactly what he did. I think that he probably went on Queen's panel thinking that people were just going to believe him because JLR is in fact a piece of shit. And he has a lot of history. Like, he's tried to fuck with me. He's tried to fuck with many other channels on multiple levels. And so he thought that he could just come in and make some shit up and we were just going to believe him and not say, hey, can we see the letter? Right? I don't think that he expected that. And then that kind of became the snowball that ended up being an avalanche with the lie after lie after lie after lie. Okay, so this was something that Uni had posted and somebody clipped it and put it on Twitter. This is a very quick, like 30-second example of how he knows that people are giving him pushback, and so he just kind of name drops someone. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about.
So good, and I could just tell that the way he laid things down. And he's always said to me, like, it makes me feel so good because he's come to me, he said, you know what, I appreciate you motivating me. I'm like, it's all anytime, dude. That's what you do for your friends. And he said, you know what I did? I went to your main channel and I watched how you did your main channel videos, and I simplified it down, parts of what you did, and took a lot of other stuff together. And he's like, you kind of, really inspired me on how to do it. And I was like, Nate, stop.
So here's my question. I know, Drag, you're probably listening. Did Nate go to Uni and say, hey, Uni, you are the inspiration behind me starting a channel. I do my channel the way that I do it because Uni inspired me. I would love to know the answer to that. I don't know. I don't know if that conversation took place. I have a feeling I know what the answer is going to be, though. But yes, I will be finding out if that's true, because it's yet another example of him claiming that somebody is y'all. But y'all see what I'm saying, right? I highly doubt that happened. Yeah, I mean, I got my doubts, but I'm going to check just to make sure. So those are my thoughts on Uni. So I apologize to my audience and to my subscribers who felt like that somehow I was being quiet because I was somehow endorsing him or agreeing with him. I don't watch his stuff, I just don't. And so I didn't realize just how many times he was saying my name. There was one stream that I looked through and he had mentioned me like 8 times. And I was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And it was just like out of nowhere. Like nobody was talking about me. Nobody was bringing me up. He was bringing me up for no reason other than just to name drop. And it's like, I don't get it. And so again, I'm doing this publicly because it was done publicly. And I want to make sure that my audience knows that I do not endorse the things that he's saying. I do not endorse the things that he's doing. And if you disagree with me, that's fine. You're still welcome here. But I needed to say that because I'm sick and tired of him bringing my name up as some like read between the lines bullshit that somehow I'm endorsing his behavior. So I just wanted to say that.
Fuck you lying. Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
UniRock named Burnt Toast in almost every live stream he has done for the last 9 months. If I was to add every clip, this video would be 3 hours long. I heard UniRock say Toast is like a sister to him. I am still going over the last 9 months of streams. I will find it and post it.
I would like to thank you for watching my video. Please like, subscribe and ring the little bell. I will see you next time.